Thank y'all for tuning in to DeCypherEd. I fucked that up, didn't I?
You did.
What? How does it go?
I don't fucking know.
What? Oh yeah.
Hold on. Wait. Anyway, I got it.
Oh man, we good. What's good? I'm Skip,
And don't DJ.
and this is DeCypherEd. And today we are breaking down Tyler the Creator's 4th studio album.
I think so.
Yeah, he had Goblin, Wolf, Flower Boy,
And then this.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4th studio album. Igor, how you doing today, DJ?
I'm great.
All right,
I'm great.
You
Got the whole family in the house today.
You sound very excited to be here. I just want to say that.
I mean, that was just awkward to come off and try to do that shit. We know a little bit more professional than
Because
that.
I thought you was gonna clap after the. I thought you was gonna laugh after the clap.
No, I told you I was good.
So I was kind of like, bracing
No,
myself.
I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to get into this album.
Okay. And like we said, we are reviewing Tyler the Creator's 4th studio album, Igor.
Mm-hmm.
And today is one of those panel episodes, and we have to my left producer Joe, as y'all have known from some of our previous
What's going on,
episodes
guys?
and the OTR days. And we also have Birmingham musician and creative Richard Daniel. How you doing, my brother?
Yo, I'm doing great. I'm very excited to be here.
What's up? That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's
Let's
what's
get
up.
that disclaimer
Right,
out the
let's
way.
make that known.
But yeah, usually before we get into like the meat and potatoes of the album, we go through some of our initial thoughts. And like going back through listening to it again, it'll just be like whatever thoughts sat with you this second time.
Yeah.
How did you feel, Joe, listening to the album this time, getting ready for it?
This one was more, of course, with the new intel on just how he makes like his creative process and
Lift the mic up just a little bit.
how he how the music is made, where he was when he made the music, you know what I'm saying, knowing how the music was made now, of course, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at it more now. It's like, okay, I'm looking at it more like a education process now, and when I first listened to it, it was more of the shock. It was too much shock and awe. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed that moment to back up off of it. You know what I'm saying? And come back into it with a more, introspective eye. So yeah, it was definitely it wasn't as shocking, but I definitely still learned a bit more on that joint, man. It was crazy.
What about you, Rich?
Man, I feel like the first time I heard it, I felt very, kind of like what Joe said, just overwhelmed by all of it, because it's so much there. There's so much material there. You can tell that there's a story and it flows, but you kind of are just listening the first time to hear, do songs sound good? Is he rapping? Is he getting bars off? Is he, like hitting certain pockets and shit? But like this time around, I really, since I knew everything was already quality and amazing, it was more of like an appreciation listen. So it felt more of like, damn, I can't believe he did that right there. Damn, I ain't even know that this would still hit the same way years later. Like stuff like that you kind of find that you didn't know was there the first time around.
So this came out what?
2019.
19.
May
Yeah.
17th, 2019
Yeah.
specifically.
Okay. Yeah, now I think I feel the same way. Like this second listen, getting ready for the like reviews, more so just like an appreciation. Like the shock factor of everything is like it's all gone. Like I don't care about as far as him like, oh my God, like this nigga just came out type shit. Like that don't really faze me. It's just more so now, like when I listen to it, I appreciate the actual storytelling in it. And I appreciate that this is one of those stories to where it don't have a happy ending. And that's okay. Like every story doesn't have to end with the triumphant victory type shit. Like a lot of times stories don't end that way. So just to know and understand that this nigga had this goddamn love triangle, whatever going on, and it didn't end the way he pictured it to be. Like I think that's an interesting parallel, especially going into the album following this one. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I took away from it. What I appreciate the most, that he really like exposed, well not exposed, but I'll say he allowed us into his space during that time where clearly it was a hard time for him. Like absolutely. So I think that's probably the biggest takeaway I took, like as far as like initial thoughts from it. What about you, Skip?
This was my first time ever listening to any Tyler project. So going into it, I had no idea what to expect. I hadn't heard earthquake or nothing. I just went into it completely new to the Tyler experience. So me listening to it the first time, I was just like, wow. Like that's after I finished the album the first time, that's all I could say. I was just like, wow, like where has he been hiding from me, like as a fan of music? So, listening to it again, like you said, the story like sticks out more, and now I'm able to like enjoy some of the nuances of the sound. Like I'm listening to it now with a different ear to where I'm like, okay, like I see who he was, perfect world, who he would be happy to make proud with the creation of this album. You know what I mean? So, and then, like I said, the first time, I was wrapped up in the story, like, damn, like, I want you to win, Tyler. You know what I'm saying? So now it's just like, damn, like, he was able to sit down and craft this basically by himself. Like, and he has such a level of command. Like, I feel like he called Charlie Wilson and was like, hey, bro, I need you to sing in this key.
This exact key.
I made this song and this part of this song for you to sing in that key.
You can feel it.
Like, it wasn't just like, hey, let's come to the studio and whatever happens. Like, he brought him with a specific purpose. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like, the Playboy Cardi, like everything of this was just so intentional. And the more you listen to it, the more you see it. Like, this album was sequenced, like, beautifully. Granted, it's a story. Like, sonically, it was sequenced perfect.
Yeah, it's not a wasted note, not a wasted key. Like, he didn't go in there like, oh, that was dope. Like, this nigga was like,
nah.
Like, even the skit
like
that
his
he
eyes
had
rolling back his head, like,
in there, like the little, well, I guess I wouldn't call it a skit, more so I guess like an excerpt. It was like, like 15 or so seconds.
Yeah.
But how it was placed in there, like, it was a perfect transition to that later half of the album that where he really just get into like the meat and potatoes of everything.
Yeah, he got in his I know I'm a Kendrick fan, but he got in his Kendrick bag where he used like small pieces of like excerpts to serve as a narrative factor to move the story along. Like, he didn't have to, necessarily tell you how the story turned. Like, that right there was like a okay, we're in Act 2 now.
Right. It wasn't
and he had that throughout the album.
It wasn't the exposition. He didn't have to like actually like lay it out.
Yeah.
With this dope, this long ass excerpt. He just gave it to you in little segments.
And it was like somebody else was telling the story. Like, somebody else was narrating the story that he was telling.
Yeah.
Like, he was living it through the music. But old buddy, whoever that was, he was narrating.
It was Gerard Carmichael, actually.
Okay. And it's crazy also, I don't know if he had made his announcement by then, but it's even dope if he did. He
didn't. He hadn't.
It's dope either way, because it's like, okay, they're both dealing with the transition into that next phase. And for him to be able to comment on it, especially with him probably having some shared experiences like that, that makes it even doper. And I think that was probably what he would have had to know for that to be intentional.
I'm sure they discussed it. Like, I'm sure by Flower Boy, you know what I'm saying? Gerard Carmichael was famous enough at that point to hit up Tyler like, can I come have a picnic with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? To the very least, they picnicking.
Cut the sides off the bread, bitch.
Right, you already know. To the very least, they having a picnic.
But for real, can Jasper come?
Right, long as Jasper can come, we good.
I think like everything around the album, because like speaking of Gerard Carmichael, they have a whole, him and Tyler at the time Igor drops, they have a whole like sit down with one another. They just talk about the album, how Tyler feels about it, but just like it's an interview essentially, right? But that, all the visuals that were like 30 seconds to a minute that came out around the album, just like the way that he didn't explain anything for real until that kind of session with Gerard, like I feel like all of that was masterfully done, because I do feel like we expect artists to be so like, oh, you have to tell me everything about you and about what you've gone through. And like, you have to tell me about your sexuality. You have to explain all this shit. But it's like, no, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about Tyler that I feel like he even displays now is he just lives. And so we are just late to whatever experience he's now allowing us to see. Yeah. And I think all the best artists do that.
Yeah, that's that vulnerability. When you open yourself up that much, like, and you're vulnerable to the world, you learn a little bit more. You can move about a little bit better. Your network is a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to that point, you're vulnerable. Of course, great things are gonna fucking happen in your favor.
And I also think, like you were saying, like artistically, once you get to a point where you've accepted the situation too, he doesn't have to live it in real time. So with the fact of him not making his life available for public consumption, and just giving it to you in the way that he's comfortable with through the music, he's able to be more artistic because he's already got to a point of resolution within himself.
Right.
Yeah.
So that
He addressed a lot of that on Flower Boy, but like, of course, there was that whole people thought he was like bullshit, like thought he was trolling or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Like when
I step on you.
I didn't hear Flower Boy before I heard this, but when I heard this when it initially came out, I went back because they say it was supposed to have been a trilogy. So I went back. Flower Boy, this, and Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was supposed to be a trilogy.
It's a picture of him like maybe a year back by now, but it's like 3 pieces of luggage, and it's like you got the stickers. You got like a luggage. One luggage got like a bunch of stickers on it, and one's pink, and then one's like a bunch of flowers on the stick. So it's he put this shit together, bro. It's about a year ago
dope.
at this point.
Yeah.
Too.
So when I went back and listened to Flower Boy, you can tell like he was really kind of like trying to dip his toe to like really trying to express what was really going on. But this album, he was just like, fuck it, man. I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the shit that I'm going through. And I do like when you say that, Skip, that he lives his life so vividly to the point where like by the time he's ready to put it into music, he's already past the point of like embarrassment or hurt or whatever emotion that at this time made him feel. So he could just make it as artistic as he wants to at that point, because as far as how he did with the production, like you said, the sequencing, it was all very intentional.
I could see him texting bro and be like, "Oh, you made me get in my bag."
Block, and then he blocked him right after.
But before he did it, he sent them like some type of Google Doc that like had like an expiration date on it. So like, you can't leak my shit, but I sent it long enough for you to listen to. Quit playing with me.
Corrupt your whole computer.
Exactly. But let's go ahead and get into some of our favorite tracks. And since you are the guest, we're gonna let you go. 4 or 5. I try to do like a quarter of the album as far as like favorite tracks, but you can have 12 if you want to. But
shit all on.
Right.
That's facts, honestly.
Oh, you going?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I will. I Don't Love You Anymore is my favorite song off the album. Okay. And I've kept trying. Like, do I need to go in depth here?
No,
or just shoot them off.
We'll just shoot them off.
I Don't Love You Anymore. Igor's theme. It's just too good.
That shit hard.
God. Oh man. Puppet, actually. And oh shit, New Magic Wand.
Okay.
Yeah, but any of those 4 could switch at any point in time, depending on how I feel.
Go ahead, Joe.
I think it's gonna be Igor's theme, just because my like that obscure LA little vibe. I think because it's just like
you like fun.
Yeah, you already know I'm a fun guy. I'm a fun guy. And then he's still like leaking in. We ain't on that right now. But I think Run Out of Time. What was
it Puppet?
Yeah, Puppet. That's that joint hard. But yeah, Igor's theme, Puppet, Run Out of Time, I think, and then Earthquake, of course.
Okay.
Can I real quick? My honorable mention is Running Out of Time. I don't know how I forgot about that one. That one is crazy.
Mine is I can't believe neither one of y'all said this. A Boy's a Gun.
Oh yeah,
I do like A Boy's a Gun. But.
New Magic Wand. Honorable mention is Igor's theme, What's Good, and Gone Gone. Thank you.
Yeah,
those are mine. What about you, DJ?
That run, because it all went in order from Puppet, What's Good to Gone Gone. Thank you.
Yeah,
like that run right there. Like to me, that's the best part of the album.
That's how I know you play sports, my nigga.
That's top tier music.
Not the but yeah, you do this often where it's like you get caught up in like, oh yeah, this is like the 17-2 run right here. Well, he like turned it into a classic. Like it was straight then.
Yeah.
But my nigga went on a 20-1 run and
Yeah.
made this shit amazing. But yeah,
But yeah, those three, that's like my favorite set of the songs on the album. But then also, I think I really like that song and Running Out of Time. So that'll probably be my 5 on there.
okay. Man, it's so many. Well, all of this shit good, and it's all good for different reasons.
Right.
It's like he was like, okay, I'm gonna sing on this one. I'm gonna give y'all a little Andre 3000 on this one. I'm gonna give you a little Kanye on this one. I'm gonna give you a lot of Tyler on this one. I'm gonna show you that I fuck with for real. Like I'm really a student on this one. And then I'm gonna show you that I still like, as far as y'all think I am disconnected from what's going on, I'm gonna show you that I'm still plugged in with the niggas who really like quote unquote lit in the culture right now with the Playboy Cardi shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, he showed on this album like how expansive, and I know he doesn't want to be like just boxed into hip hop, but I also think that he showed like how expansive hip hop as a genre can be. And I think that it doesn't have any boundaries anymore. And like a nigga like me, probably 4 years ago, I was kind of like, okay, this is what hip hop is. But like the deeper we go with these new guys who are really like creative and about the craft, they are like diligently showing you how much more hip hop can become.
Yeah, you would have cussed me out by some Tyler the Creator about 5 years ago.
But that's the thing. Tyler been around for the longest, like at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Like he ain't technically a new nigga,
No,
bro.
he's not.
No, I'm just saying like, when I say new, I mean like, okay, we got the Cole and them, the 2010s.
Yeah.
Like they're on their way out. Like they aren't recreating the wheel anymore. It's the guys who are around age 30 now. So that's the, I'm gonna just say Tyler. I don't want to miss nobody.
Yeah.
So like
Tyler in the lead like a motherfucker too.
Yeah.
He in the fucking lead.
And it's sadly it's not close, especially with the last 3 with Igor, Call Me If You Get Lost. I haven't heard Flower Boy, but the way that people talking about it, it's just not close. Because who else is really putting albums out at the rate he is?
Yeah, he didn't drop like
Nobody.
Yeah, he's going on 6.
Yeah,
in a matter of 10 years maybe.
And then like Call Me If You Get Lost just showed it's like, bro, I'm everywhere. Like I can drop a full blown rap album. On
I can do
niggas.
that.
Like and go right back to doing what I'm doing.
I feel like that was really the like cementing moment.
Yeah.
Because personally, I'm not even the biggest fan of Call Me If You Get Lost. But when I heard it, I said, this nigga can do whatever he want for real.
Yeah.
He know exactly when to do what, and but it's all still somehow in his own world and in his own domain. Like he has complete dominion over all of this shit. It's really crazy.
And it really still felt worthy of a Gangsta Grills.
Yes.
That's what sold. I was like, oh yeah, he's the guy.
He's on another one.
Like
man.
it's other guys that's dope in his era, but he's the guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's just not front facing, you know what I mean? But artistically, he's the guy.
And the crazy thing is, like, he's mainstream, but like he don't have, like, in a sense, like, I guess mainstream success, because like you don't really hear him on the radio.
Never,
or anything
nah, for
like
real.
that. You don't, but people know who the fuck he is though. Like he got his own festival. He got all the, like, he is up there in terms of notoriety without even being on the radio.
Yeah.
All his albums win multiple Grammys every time that he drops. So it's just like he know what what DJ Khaled. Yeah, that nigga DJ Khaled's so damn salty,
He
bro.
pissed that nigga off. We ain't out here with that weirdo music.
Nigga said it was what, invisible music or
Yeah,
something?
ain't nobody listening to this shit. Well, apparently if it went number 1, and then bro circled around and won a Grammy.
Right.
And then he knew it was so good. He was like, bro, why y'all put me just in hip hop? This should have been an album of the year.
Album of the year, yeah.
Contender, bro.
And then turned around and made a hip hop album. That's cold.
Now you look at the album of the year nominees, just like album of the year for the Grammys. Like he really could have been, like it's like Harry Styles, couple. You know what I'm saying? The usual suspects, but it's like, come on, bro. Charlie XOXO or some shit was on the damn list. Like, get the
but
fuck out of here.
the only thing with that, like that shit is really like album of the year is really a populated contest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like quality alone, he has the ability to stand right there. But like he wouldn't have won. Like
and low key, it's really a label. Contest.
Label buy.
It's way more into that
it's
shit
a lot of
than just like,
political
oh,
shit,
your album did well.
Like bro, Cardi won a Grammy for Invasion of Privacy.
Yeah, but yeah.
Atlantic.
She might have deserved that one.
Atlantic.
I ain't gonna. She might have deserved
It was hard, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like,
She had like 3 big ass hits on that.
my nigga, she not rapping in English.
I'm fucking weak.
It sound like it's her 5th language. Come on, bro. Like, come on. We know that.
But I will say
all these 5 songs is purchased, and that's what I mean by the when you said the political in the album part. Like, even if it turned out dope, like they cashed in on that album, so they had to push it to get the Grammy to make it make sense. But go ahead, DJ.
Nah, I mean, you know she's scared to drop that second one though.
Of course, sophomore slump is crazy.
Yeah, she
It's
knows.
only a few people who ever like really defy. Not a few people, but it's hard to defy the sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Like,
So I mean, you know it's gonna be hard to live
and
up
the
to that first
expectation
album.
is dumb high.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like she could drop an album 70% as good as Invasion of Privacy, and it'll still be the best female rap album of that level since Invasion of Privacy. Like, bro, come on, man.
Ain't nobody dropped
Come
nothing on that
bro.
level.
Like, let's be honest. They don't have a Tyler. They don't have a Tyler.
I mean, they try, but we don't. They just don't.
Come
Don't
on,
nobody
they
gravitate
ain't got
toward
no
it.
Tyler, bro.
Nah. Tierra Whack is probably the closest thing.
And what's the last? Like the album she put out was like all like 1 minute songs.
Yeah.
That's just
Whack World. It's hard, but I'm just saying like Tyler giving you 4 minutes, and it's like bridges up under bridges on top of valleys that got flowers in them.
Yeah.
And then he rapping.
Then he rapping.
You know what I mean? And he producing the shit. So it's just like that's what I mean. Like he's giving you everything. Like he's like you can tell he graduated from whatever school Kanye and Pharrell went to.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever school that they built after they got out of school. They came together and built the school, and Tyler went to it and graduated.
After he
And
shot out
built
the
his own
graduation
fucking school.
cover.
Yeah. Huh?
After he shot out the graduation cover.
You motherfucking right.
Okay. I got
Wherever he landed and started building his shit, Tyler was like, I like that. I'm going.
Yeah.
And brought his luggage. But let's get into some of the themes and concepts from this album. We talked about some of the stuff in passing.
Yeah.
But one of the things that like of course the actual storyline for the album, the one that's out in front the most is like the toxic love triangle.
Yeah.
And like him going through the phases of jealousy, envy, and like longing to be accepted by his love interest.
Love interest is crazy.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
I'm gonna just say it like I that's
what you want to say, his boyfriend?
Yeah, nigga, just call it what it is.
His little friend.
His boyfriend. Okay. I also saw that it was a story of identity conflict in the attempt at finding peace with the journey.
Yeah.
So once he got to the end of Gone Thank You, which is why it was one of my favorite songs, like it felt like, because every time I listen to that song, I almost forget that it's 2 songs after it.
Yep.
Like I think it's like if he would just ended it right there, like found peace. So peace. Like it just went on about his business. I'm like, you know what? I think Tyler gonna be all right. But like you say, when you get after that part, it's like, oh yeah, nah, he might be knocking that bruh door like with his pizza. Like he took the pizza from the Papa John's nigga and told him to go on, get back in the car and not.
That's what I was saying. That's what I like this album so much because like if he would have ended that shit right there and gone thank you, it made perfect sense. That's what you would have hoped to happen. But no, bruh broke down, relapsed hard as hell after that shit.
We ain't be friends. He was like, and then like that note that he held at the end, I was like, damn,
He ain't gonna make it. He gonna cry in the car. He gonna cry in the car.
You know how down bad you gotta be when somebody play you to the left and like show you that they don't want to be with you. Well, I mean, his situation so different. He's like, bro, I ain't even that orientation no more. I was like dipping my toe in, like I ain't even gay for real. I like girls, but I like women's.
That go into
he's like, I still want to be friends with you. That
go into his whole disillusion with the industry. You know what I'm saying? How he thought the industry was gonna be, and then he got the industry, and it's like, oh, this ain't what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? This shit is all kind of ass backwards.
Like, bro, I could really be
in a relationship.
Pause.
I could really be who I really am. These niggas are some weirdos.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gotta really do all this faking and fronting shit just for like, nah, I can really be who I want to be, bro.
Yeah, but I think the dope part of that was like the series of trolls that he did. Like, granted, like we know that he for real.
Yeah.
It's just so much now that it's like he softened the blow of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, kudos to people like Frank Ocean who like went out on a limb and was like, okay, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And like opened the door for acceptance. Tyler was just like, hey, I just got y'all in a loop and I'm gonna just throw that in there and keep going. I'm not stopping. We not
I ain't
talking
gonna
about it.
acknowledge that shit.
It's just, hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is. The music is fire, so you're gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
why
what I
the
mean?
shit be so weird to me. Because
Yeah.
it's like, who fucking care? I don't fucking care, bro.
But that's
like,
the artist that you speaking.
I know. I mean, true.
Fans
That
really
might
feel
be true,
entitled
but
as fuck.
I guess so, man. Like, why?
I can tell you, I am. I am.
You know, and yeah, I think like especially when their talent is undeniable. Like,
Yeah.
when you can't
Like
when it's
Prince.
like when it's like you can't even stop to think about it or care about it because look at what they fucking doing. Like
Yeah.
they're making amazing music and
Yeah.
amazing art. So
So you
like, who
get the
gives a
same
shit?
thing.
And then from a fan standpoint, and I'm pretty sure that you had somebody come up to you and be like, hey, bro, like that song like did something for me.
Oh yeah.
So like you have like people who connect with this person that they've never met through extremely personal and artistic music that they feel like they know them a little. Sometimes so it get to the point like, bro, I wonder if Cuz pray in the morning, like how he alludes to in his music. Like I wonder if this is the person. So it's like you create the back half, you create the shadow portion of the artist. So it's like you want the part that you feel like you can see, you want them to spell that out for you because you already imagining the other portion. And as a fan, which is short for fanatic, you still probably shouldn't be doing that shit.
Hence the
But
song
I feel like
Puppet.
that's what makes it more immersive as an experience as a fan, and the artist is able to do their thing with it. Okay, we back. What were we talking about before we had to stop?
Fans and how they
Oh yeah, we
get
entitled
immersed
as-
into
we
the
entitled
world
as
that,
fuck.
that
Like,
artists create.
bro,
Yeah.
like somebody and this is completely off topic, but it's still on topic. Some dude pretended to be a cop to be close to Meg Thee Stallion on security
Oh
detail
yeah,
last
seen that.
week.
Was on stage and everything.
Yeah, and then a dude like jumped the fence at Rihanna house to propose.
I heard
like,
about
like,
that.
Nick,
shit.
like niggas really get caught up, like, and we think we know these people. And I think with what we were talking about previously with that artist, stuff like that also shows you like, hey, bro, it's okay to take a step back and let them like erase that door that you feel like you have that you can walk into and get to know the artist, because it doesn't exist. You know, like, because 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna be able to stop and talk to them, and then if you do stop and talk to them, like what the fuck make you think they're gonna sit down and tell you what's really going on? Like you'll never have the time to build that connection with the artist. So it's like, bro, just chill, sit back and enjoy what they're giving you. But I will say as a fan, it's hard.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, especially just speaking for me.
Yeah.
It's like what happens when I create music. It's completely like me just diarying out shit, like diarying,
Yeah.
whatever.
I was hoping, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Not
boo boo in there.
shitting.
shit don't need
Journaling.
Anyway,
Journaling, yes.
Right.
It's very much just a journaling of thoughts. You know what I mean? And like these snapshots of time where I maybe felt some kind of way, or I'm like just having a random thought about something, or I'm just creating a narrative from somewhere, right? Like that don't mean that shit always applies to me every day of my life. It's just how I'm feeling about something, or what I'm thinking about something, or one experience, you know? So it's like, you know, that's why a lot of times when niggas be done making some shit, they be off it. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I made that shit. I feel better now. So now it's like, here y'all go.
And then
You
the
know?
fan be like, but no,
Yeah, but no, I'm fucked up right now.
I was finna do that to myself and you saved me, bro.
It's like, my nigga, I promise you, bro, I don't need to save. It shouldn't be me saving you,
Yeah.
my nigga. You should just
I am
enjoy
not your
this for what it
savior.
is.
Yeah,
Like,
and I feel like Kendrick has done a great job.
Mm.
He did a great job in the attempt of trying to like separate like art from person. And it's like, hey, bro, I'm not the person who's supposed to be saving you. Save yourself. Check in with yourself. Be your own strong friend. And quit leaning on me to say something that's going to change the world.
that's facts.
Because now, my nigga, I choose me a side. I choose me a side. But did anybody else have any? Oh yeah. This is what I forgot to say. I feel like this album is the love child between Yeezus and the Love Below.
Ooh.
When I heard Igor's theme for the 9,000th time this morning, I was like, it clicked. I was like, oh shit, this is feedback.
Mm.
I was like,
Oh,
oh,
shit.
and then the deeper I got, because I promise, like you said about the Kanye thing, it took me a long time to consciously realize that was Kanye.
Yeah.
So that time, as I'm like, that stream of thought listening to the album, that time I was like, okay, this sounds like Yeezus. I hear the Andre 3000 Love Below. Like on Puppet, that first verse when he's rapping, that sounds like something from Love Below. So I'm getting to, I'm like, oh, I wonder if Kanye was in the studio and if he was proud, then Kanye come on the hook doing Kanye shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you should have completed that.
It's
It
so
was-
beautiful.
Man,
I fucking
What's
love
good
it.
sound like some of Yeezus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That sounds just like that.
Yeah.
Sound like
but damn, but then I can hear Love Below in that too.
Yeah.
Like I can hear
Yeah.
like the fucking like I'm terrified of you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the way you get that distortion and shit. It's
Yeah.
just like it's very
I didn't
yeah.
think about that.
Damn,
Love-
that's a
love
great
Below.
comparison.
That's why I be like, bro, I gotta make sure I get my listens in, because it be like last minute shit that come to me, and I be like, okay, nigga, that shit can save the episode. Like, for real. Like, y'all gonna eventually get the T.I. Urban Legend episode, and you'll see what I mean. But you got any themes that stuck out to you while you listened to the album?
Yeah, man. Really, it's the like Puppet is like the perfect track for me. I pull like the whole idea for the album. You know what I'm saying? He got this basically an avatar that he uses for himself. At the moment, he was still using this avatar for the outside world and still living his life. You know what I'm saying? Kind of behind closed doors, but using Tyler the Creator and Flognar and the whole like his avatar of him being goofy and out of control, using that as like his shield and like his, I don't know, like a barrier, defense mechanism, you know what I'm saying, to keep people at bay, you know what I'm saying, so they don't have to see shit like what happened toward the end of that damn album.
Like, I'm really a teddy bear.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
want love.
It,
Hug me.
really, you know what I'm saying? And he used all that, like eating the cockroaches and, you know, like spitting at people. Feel like he uses that type of shit. I feel like like I was saying, that pocket goblin. This is Igor is that pocket goblin that he pull out to show the world who he is, and then he keep everything else behind this, you know what I'm saying?
The veil.
Behind the veil, you know what I'm saying? Like he uses Igor as his, you know what I'm saying, his conduit, you know what I'm saying, to be able to live his life so he don't be screaming at nobody talking about can we still be friends.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I feel like that's just his. That, like, you seen all the visuals is him in a costume, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Him trying to dress up as something he's not, either on like the talk show, the one on the Earthquake, the Earthquake video, you know what I'm saying? Any other visual from that time was like him in a costume, disguised, dressed up, out of control, doing something to kind of like shield himself from going fucking crazy. Bro. I feel like that's Igor's just.
And I got a theory on Igor that we can talk about, but I'm gonna let y'all two go. Go ahead, DJ. Is there anything? Oh shit! I just looked at his.
Yeah,
shit.
he got a whole notepad.
He ain't finna play with us.
Yeah, he got
Go
a clip.
ahead,
He
DJ.
loaded up.
It just looked like that because it's on the phone.
Nah, bro.
Well, when I type
just the
it
font
out on my
small. That's
computer,
it.
because you
Nah,
know
he going crazy.
when I type it out on my computer, the notes look like that.
That
But
shit
on
like
the
a research paper.
but on the phone, yeah, this shit like anyway. But yeah, as far as it's like things and concepts, I'll probably say, I mean, the thing that really kind of stick out, which is something that we all know, in terms of like the content of the album, which is about, you know, in a sense, a tragic love story, but he's definitely going through the 7 stages in terms of trying to come to a realization that, you know, I don't have to necessarily go through this, but I am. And I'm just going through, I'm just trying to accept it. And I kind of connected it to, I don't know why this came up, but the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
And in terms of like the parallels between Tyler and Quasimodo, in terms of like Tyler, I mean, in a sense that he don't necessarily want to come out to the world and say, hey, I'm gay. But he does want some type of understanding that like I am dealing with this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And in that movie, people judged Quasimodo for how he looked and things like that. So he wasn't accepted to the outside world. And then when he finally found love and Esmeralda, she ended up falling for the other dude. I forgot the other dude's name.
Damn.
But he ended
The
up
Count or whatever, some shit like that.
Yeah, and it was kind of like
He had to be a friend.
yeah, like a love triangle in the sense that he really had to take that third wheel back seat to that girl and the guy that, you know what I'm saying, that she wanted to be with. And ultimately it didn't end well for him. Because granted, yeah, he came out the church, but he was still miserable.
Yeah.
And that's how I think Tyler kind of ended up during this time by the end of the album, because yeah, he had his moment of triumph, like, yeah, I'm over this shit. But then now he went right back and relapsed and said, hey, can we be friends? Like, I just want to be near you, bro.
You know what's funny, yo? Can I like expound on that more?
Yeah.
Like The Hunchback of Notre Dame. First of all, it's an amazing fucking
love that
movie.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't even know that.
Visually,
I watched it for the first time like
Yeah.
early, I think late last year
Bless
or
your
early this
soul.
year. I know, but I just was always like, this shit look weird. And then when I saw it, I was like, this is like the best
Visually
movie I've ever
stunning.
seen. It's
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Because it's grounded in real shit.
Yes.
Like it's probably one of Disney's darkest,
yes.
really, truly
They're talking
darkest
about
movies.
justice and shit, like Justice
Yeah.
for All. It's really deep. We got to go back.
It's an
and watch-
amazing movie
Yeah.
for one, but I think it's such a great way to tie in Igor because, yeah, like I actually kind of agree, but see it in a little different way too.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of Hunchback, like the nigga is just cool to like he legitimately is cool with just
Yeah, he was happy about
being
it.
free.
Mm.
Like he like I'm out this motherfucker. Like
Right.
great, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
and you know they do keep whatever friendship that they have, and like instead of now the way I was hearing Igor at the end where it seems like he's like groveling just to still be near
Yeah.
bruh, it does kind of sound more like peace now, where he's like, oh, okay, I'm all right, well I treasure the person you are and like the potential friendship that we could have for real
Mhm.
Yeah.
so is that even possible? Like, is that a thing that we can do that people never do, by the way? Like
That aha moment of peace for me when I think about it. Cause like, yeah, like you said, at the end of the movie, he was cool with just being free.
mhm.
I didn't think we get that for Tyler until the next album.
Oh.
Call Me Get Lost. Like in that album, he was free.
Mhm.
He was doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do without any type of second thought. And with this album, I think it cuts off right before he got to that moment in the movie. So like, yeah, he definitely has that. But in this album, he was stuck in a realization like, damn, I ain't gonna never have her because she want him. And I'm just stuck sitting here with my feelings twiddling my thumbs type shit.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so but I definitely like how you interpret it for sure.
That was a great analogy
And I
to
got-
that movie.
And
What was?
Go ahead. I got one that I'm
No, go
trying
ahead.
to remember.
No, go ahead. No.
Okay. My Igor was from the Frankenstein.
Mm.
And with Frankenstein being Frankenstein creating the monster, Igor was always the assistant that was like lowly, like lacked confidence, like constantly in a state of trying to seek validation from Frankenstein. So much so that when after the monster came and he realized that he really was in second place, he dipped and went to Dracula.
Mhm.
Like he completely sober out and dipped. So like throughout the course of this, the more that he's realizing that, because the girl for him is the monster. And like if you listen to it sonically, he even kind of like sounds like Igor.
Mhm.
Like, yes, master, like type shit. So like as I'm listening to the album, I'm like, okay, like he really like is embodying this, like of course like in normal physical human form, but like he's really Igor. So like the deeper he goes with like once the monster has been created or the monster has been presented, all of the feelings that Igor had towards Frankenstein, the monster, are completely parallel to how Tyler feels about the girl. Like I want to get her out the picture, like she fucking up my frame. Like I will murk shot it.
I
Like,
was here first.
like we can really like kill the bitch together,
Mhm.
like and go be happy. Like
Mhm.
so like once it gets to the end, kind of in parallel to what you was talking about with the Hunchback, once he gets outside, from my perspective, is parallel to when he was like, you weren't willing to live in your peace, but I was, and I found peace. So I'm outside now. And now I think from that step forward, he had already made it up in his mind that he was on his Call Me If You Get Lost shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm finna go have fun, but like I still wouldn't mind being friends with you. Like
you can hit me up.
like I fuck with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know, I can't have you like that. And since I can't, I have no reason to continue to be tied to this journey.
Right.
This journey helped me realize something about myself. It helped me be comfortable with who I was. Like Quasimodo ain't gotta hide in the shadows no more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now I can go outside and be myself freely. So boom, I got luggage, I'm buying shit, I'm having a great time. Like I've got to a point where I understand myself as a person. So I really got a handle on who I am as an artist.
Mhm.
So I'm living my best life. my nigga, we can be friends, but we ain't got to. Like I would really like to,
Right.
Yeah.
but like I'm gonna just put me first now.
Right.
And I think that's what it was. It was the transition to him learning how to put himself first.
That's like it's like that's why I think I like I Don't Love You Anymore so much. Because it feels like the funeral of the album. Like it feels like he's like, shit. Like, oh damn, this shit really cooked. Like it's over with. And then he just finally is like, all right, well, I mean, I know why, but the shit is sad. Like we can't just kick it on some just regular shit. I don't even want it like that no more. I already know it's not gonna be that, but you know, shit, why we can't just be on some chill shit?
And you know, he's super like retro types. Hey, let's play Atari, my nigga.
Yeah.
like
and I feel like the Can We Be Friends is kind of like the last ditch effort. It either could be a last ditch effort of like maybe, or it could just genuinely be like, hey, before I'm already gonna move on to whatever this era of Call Me Get Lost is. Call Me If You Get Lost is. But you know, like, you know, shit. I'm just letting you know. Like we could be cool on some just
my nigga,
cool shit.
I'm finna go like parasail in the Maldives if you try to come kick it. But
I'm
if
still
not,
on some fly shit. I'm still a fly nigga. Like
and I'm
you
finna
know.
get flyer.
Yeah, it's only gonna get worse.
Car, silly house, dumb. Like for real. So I think he was emerging. Like this allowed him. He had to go through this to be comfortable enough for who he is, so he can get to this next stage and really wow the fuck out. And like probably 5% make that nigga wish that he would have you know come along.
Oh yeah.
It's like, bro, like I hope you know she can't compete with me.
Yep. I was just gonna say that too.
For real. What else you got?
I mean, he did a lot of bargaining on his album in terms of like really trying to like kind of like make this shit work, even though he knew it never will work because he'll never have what he wants, how he wants it. Like he was tired of sharing the 60-40 shit wasn't working for him no more.
I want 100 of your time.
Like, you know.
Your mind. I love that song, bro.
So good.
Like,
that was like the second or third snippet that he dropped before the album came out. And bro, again, that little video that came with it, fuck, bro, that shit was so stupid. I just remember like it starts at the like, please don't leave me. It was like, what the fuck?
I wish I would have been like cognizant, like
tap
that
in.
unfolded. Like, I mean, that unfolding because I just.
And the thing is, I saw
it
the
was
Flower
like 2
Boy.
weeks before. I was like, fuck it. Like he putting a lot of energy into this, a lot of creativity. I'm finna listen to it.
I caught the Flower Boy rollout and was all over that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was everywhere. First of all, because you couldn't not be on, especially if you was into digital graphics, any type of like, if you was in the graphics at the time, like everybody was replicating the fonts, the double backdrop with it was just something to look into. So, but the Igor rollout, I missed the whole thing. Like I saw like maybe one that the earthquake video, and that was like that's it. I just heard the music. I didn't see any of the actual like emotion or like drive behind it.
Speaking of earthquake, did y'all know that was the original reference track for Justin Bieber?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he made that song for Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber turned it down, and it ended up being, at that point in time, the biggest song of his career.
I'm so glad that did not happen. So
Oh
he
my
could do
God.
that.
Because it would have just been an okay song for Justin.
It would have been
Yes.
ass for
Like-
Justin.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know if I would have liked it.
Yeah.
No.
For the-
Tyler.
Oh, he
slid
tried
on this
to-
shit.
I think he also kept trying to give shit to like Zayn. Like, he kept trying to give songs to one of them One Direction niggas.
And the crazy thing about that is a lot of artists like try to like make songs for other people. Because I know Pharrell was trying to give a lot of songs to Prince, and he was turning them down. And I can't remember exactly
painful.
which one of the specific songs he was talking about, but that specific song ended up being a fucking hit.
Of course.
Like,
Damn.
it wasn't the song with Snoop Dogg. I can't remember. It
I
wasn't.
couldn't imagine Prince.
That's
and Snoop.
I cannot, bro. A Prince song produced by the fucking Neptunes.
That shit would've been
I would have
crazy.
lost my mind, nigga.
Bro.
It would have had to been a fun.
Cause just imagine
Jesus.
how like the intro on Purple Rain, like
It would have been
you,
so many
you
tings.
get a
and
nigga like
twangs.
Pharrell
my
to
God.
like bottle that up and try
Come
to
on,
man,
man.
that shit would have been stupid.
The fuck out of here.
He on there with the megaphone voice effect. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but like I want to go dance in the
Right.
street.
Anybody
right
got
now.
any cocaine? Where is it?
Quaalude, please.
Right.
Not yours, Mr. Cosby. Not yours.
Right.
Not stay the fuck away from me. Please leave me alone, Bill. But, you saying so much stuff that it's like so much to expound on. I feel like we keep like
No, we good.
we keep having to have quarter breaks.
I just wanted before I was reading through my notes and Boys a Gun, that particular song, it's actually, now that I'm reading it, as y'all talking, I'm getting more from it because like this is one of the songs where he just truly went through everything on that song. Like he was trying so hard to spark an emotion out of Homeboy. Like that nigga, he was provoking that nigga left and right. He was like, you passive aggressive? Or you faking you're mad? Or you want to go home? You better call you a cab. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he really just trying to push this nigga buttons to like invoke like some type of emotion to make him come. Like,
We tried it. It was going so well. It was inevitable.
Oh,
it was
Make you love me.
it was almost inevitable.
It's like, oh man.
All right, I don't even play pause for real, but that was that one was a little funny.
Was it a pause?
Everything. That's not even a pause. It's like a blatant. You can't even pause that. That's just like
Damn, bro.
All right,
My sound boy.
That was fucking hilarious, bro.
All
That
right,
was
but-
really great.
okay. All right, like I said, he was trying to spark some type of emotion to like,
He's trying to like, nigga, if you feel something, it's gonna make you. It's gonna like,
Yeah,
if
you know-
get mad. I know you feel something.
and it just kind of ironic. I know me and Richard was talking about this beforehand, like before we started. It just kind of interesting to see, like, they going through the same shit or having the same type of arguments that I would have with a female.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she doing shit that piss me off, knowing that I'm going to have a reaction like that kind of shit. Like,
He's scissor. This
You said-
is
That's-
SOS.
you said what? This is SOS.
If you've heard SOS,
He was barring
the
that nigga up,
album,
isn't
That's crazy.
It's the same.
but I just wanted to say that to, like, people, it's always so weird with, I'm just going to say particularly with male, like, relationships, like it's pretty much more accepted for women to be intimate with each other, but with men, it's definitely more so frowned upon, or people just like really like step back on their shit. And just to hear a lot of the shit that he was going through, a lot of the type of arguments that he was having, like it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter like the gender, like you're gonna have to go through the same shit because a relationship is a relationship. Love is love, period.
And you gotta have that balance. So regardless of the genders in a relationship, you have to have that masculine, feminine balance. And I think a big part of why, like bro when living in his truth or whatever Tyler perceived his truth being.
Right.
So like a lot of, in the end, you can assume that a lot of the neglect that he was giving Tyler was because he knew if he really accepted what they had going on, he had a whole nother part of his life that he had to acknowledge.
Mhm.
What he said, stop fronting for these niggas.
Mhm.
Like, bro, quit playing. Like this is what it is. And if you just stop trying to be who you feel like your friends want you to be,
Mhm.
like I can really make you happy, bro. Like we can have a nice life together.
And shoot, like I can understand why.
You laughing, Joe.
I can understand why he was
It's plainly
provoking him
put.
so much. It's like throughout the song, like you can hear him like this is kind of like an ad lib, and you can tell like I guess this is what the guy is telling Igor in this situation. Like what he said, he said only when the time's right.
Right.
Basically, keep on like he pushing him like, wait a minute, like I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna do this and do all that when the time's right type shit. And he ain't trying to hear that shit. Like enough is enough. Like you done told me this shit multiple times, and ultimately by the end of the song, like Tyler's starting to understand like his place in terms of he was like, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave us as friends because the irony is I don't want to see you again. But that leads right into the next song with Puppet when he's starting to realize like, oh shit, like I ain't even moving how I really want to move type shit. Because Puppet is pretty much him realizing that he's being manipulated left to right all the goddamn time.
All
So
the
it's just kind of like I felt bad for him, but at the same time, just like, bro, you wildin' right now.
And the crazy thing is, like right before that, like Boys a Gun, it was like, hey, you have the power to help or hurt me. Like your emotions in my head, like, please don't shoot me down. And then he realized like, damn, like I really allowed this nigga to have this much power over me. Like, like he really controlling how I'm moving. Like,
Yeah.
and it's you know, and that's got me mad. So he get into, and it's just like, it was the next logical step throughout this album. It's just like, okay, what phase is next? Nigga, what's good? Like,
Yeah.
nah, I would, man, quit playing with me, bro.
Like,
I'm really him.
Yeah.
And her.
I wonder what
Both
I
of 'em.
wonder what y'all feel about the verse about his car crash, because then what's good?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like maybe the shock too of having a near death experience
Made him
Yeah.
realize
is
like,
like,
what's important.
oh,
For sure.
That's literally what I got. I,
sure.
I viewed that song like as a double entendre in terms of like when he was really trying to kill himself over realizing of how down bad he's become and allowing this dude to manipulate him. But also, throughout that song, he was like, I see the light. I'm in the light. And that's his awakening. Like, oh shit. This ain't what's
yeah.
up.
Oh, I'm
Like,
really him for real.
yeah.
Oh
So,
shit.
Like
I
that
cheated
whole song
death
is like
too.
a
Like
I ain't
I'm
had
okay.
nobody to
Bet.
cheat on. I
See
cheated
that
death.
death.
Say no more.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
out of
Nah,
here.
without
that's the
scratch.
song where he was really like rapping.
Yeah.
That's why I got the most bars from is that song.
It's like, man, fuck all that silly shit, bro. Like, I'm like, nah, bro. Like, what the fuck I look like going, like, oh, bro, I'm me.
Yeah.
Like, nah. And even beyond, like, just him being Tyler, the Creator, as an artist, it's just like, bro, like, I value myself. Like, it took me almost losing this experience to understand, like, it shouldn't be predicated on how somebody else feels about me. Like,
Right.
and that's what I kind of took from. But as I was listening, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna die in a car crash. Like, okay, that's a nice little tidbit that I missed. Like, listen to this shit, so caught up in the emotional turmoil.
You Sam Bowie ass niggas.
I'm gonna get my mic
That shit was
on.
crazy.
He was so upset, bro. What else? Theme wise, we got.
I mean, really, I'm just getting more so into like actual bars. Like that's pretty much like my themes, but like bars and just the songs themselves. So I don't
Okay.
really.
We talked about a lot of how he reacted, like once he got there.
Yeah.
Like let's go back a little bit, and talk about like how my nigga just looked up and was in love. Like you listen to
yeah.
like what song is that? Running Out of Time. When they said, well, I didn't mean to play it. Please don't copyright strike us. Please do not copyright
That was a grand
strike us.
total, like a
0.7
half a second.
seconds.
This shit is not going nowhere. It's cool.
What he
I think
said,
it's the song though, where he just kind of like.
Does it make you? Yeah.
I've been running out of spells to make you love me.
Yeah.
I ain't finna sing it. I wade in your water. The waves wash over me. I drift to the deep end. Don't save. It's a low tide. I'll be fine. I found peace in drowning. So it's like, whatever this is, I'm willing to fully immerse myself in. For whatever y'all saying from the outside, however y'all perceive it, it's not that to me.
Yeah.
Like all of the red flags, he completely ignored them because he was falling in love with this person.
Yeah.
And he was enjoying it so much that he chose to be blissfully ignorant to everything that could have warned him of what was to come.
Now, am I tripping on Earthquake? What did he not start the album talking about a girl, but then he went into the guy, or am I tripping?
I just remember being a dude.
Yeah, he
I
just
mean-
kept talking about the same guy. I
He
think.
said, "You're my favorite garçon." That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Come
From the
on.
jump.
Garçon.
But I'm
And,
saying,
and that's
like,
a boy.
But in Earthquake though, like he didn't really get into like in terms of like his relationship with the guy until I think, and then it gets to Run Out of Time. So I don't remember what Earthquake was exactly. I could have sworn he was talking about a girl in that song.
I don't recall. We'll have to go back
Nah,
to it.
I
but
feel like
don't
he
recall.
was. Yeah, I feel like he was talking about old dude from the jump.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Well, I
Stanley.
mean, maybe I'm tripping.
And I feel like his name was like Stanley or Philip.
Yeah.
Why?
He had he was an
Lawrence.
upstanding individual
And
by
definitely
name,
Lawrence.
but he was a F boy by the way he carried himself. But he had a very upstanding name. He came from a good family, and he just chose to be a folk nigga to Tyler.
I feel like another theme maybe like it's like Running Out of Time. It's kind of like another theme of like I only got so long to play with my heart, and I could play with old girl like you were saying. It could be a girl or a dude. Like I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? He's creeping up on 30 at the time. It's like I only got so much time to play with somebody like you, that, or the third. I'm about to go like really be on my bag shit.
And my career is really taking off.
Like literally, I'm about to be living in the Eiffel Tower in a few hours. Like in a few years, like I'm gonna have a penthouse in the Eiffel Tower.
No
like,
cap.
Like for real. It's all this is temporary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me wasting time or investing time to somebody who's not coming, you know what I'm saying, with the same energy that I'm coming with, and that's on all the, I feel like that was his music career. You know what I'm saying? Like he had to renegotiate his management at the time. Like the two white dudes that was handling him, they were still like trying to pull him back from that Cartoon Network vibe he was in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
The what, Lauderhouse?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like he
Lauderhouse.
was like all this stuff was just
bro.
running, like his aid, like it was running out of time for all that.
Yeah.
But he can't run around slapping people with hot dogs with cheese on them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can, it's all that stuff is running out of time. It's like time out for all that shit. And if you ain't coming with on the path I'm on, if you ain't trying to be in the mountains with fucking 125-foot windows and you know what I'm saying, like.
And I guess he gave him enough to make him think like, okay, I guess this is worth investing my time into. And ultimately it bit him.
It bit him in the butt. Yeah.
Bro, we just got to get through this.
Okay. It's a part of Gone that I like. I liked when he I like the way he choose to use schemes and make them just a longer metaphor. But when he said, you got your thing, I got nothing but memories. I know your secrets, nigga. I'm not bitter or nothing. I understand it. Everybody making a choice according to plan. We had two different blueprints, but understood influence. You opened up early on. I thought I had a permit. You started building a bridge and turned it into a fence. Then my building got tore down all because of your new tenant. I'll just buy up some new shit. Never down with a lease. You never lived in your truth. I'm just happy I lived in it, but I finally found peace. So peace. I like the house, all that shit. I really thought that was dope.
In it,
Yeah.
Fire.
in the house, the whole
Fire,
fucking insane.
bro.
Yeah.
Insane.
Like,
He built that shit. Yeah, he really built them bar. Like,
Yeah.
Like, nigga, never down with a lease. Nigga, I own all my shit, nigga.
yeah, nigga, you crazy as hell. You think I'm just finna
what
be
if
just
old girl?
borrowing
What
shit.
if old girl name is Elise?
Oh my
That'll be fucking fire.
Go be with Stanley at least.
Yo, so since we just talking about bars, first of all of Puppet makes me feel this way.
Yeah,
in
Puppet
general,
is crazy.
but
One of my favorites.
it's something about like the second verse, which ain't even like it kind of breaks or whatever. It feels like it's one long verse.
3K.
When this nigga's like, "What do you need?" Like, bruh, like, what do you need? Do you need bread? Do you need this? Do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Right? You need.
Do you
a
need to be
hug.
alone? I can wrap this up and get the fuck on. I can wrap this up and get the fuck away instead. What is your wish? It can be granted. You're number one on my list. See, I'm Santa. Where's Rudolph? You're parasitic. Out of nowhere. This nigga just like,
He thought about it too long.
I do not have self-control. I'm starting to wonder, is this my free will or yours?
Yeah.
Bruh, like, I mean, what
I
else
hate to say it.
is there to say? The
I hate to say
nigga's
it.
so good.
That's
But I
a
wish-
wild place to get to when you, like, you're actually living out Inception. Like you feel like every action that you're being driven to make by whatever internal emotion is pushing you. When you have to step back and ask, is this because somebody else is like manipulating me into this? Like, do I have control over what I'm doing? That shit is crazy.
Do I really?
And
have
he
control?
came to that realization a bunch of times on this album.
Yeah. I feel like we all get some, like, we've all probably had relationships where at some point, if they failed, right? Where at some point you're like, I know I'm doing a lot to try to upkeep this shit, but like, why? The fuck what am I doing this for? When I feel like you just can throw me around. You can just fucking make me feel whatever kind of way, but it feel like it's only from that angle, and I'm not really doing that to you. So it's like, how much do I care about this shit versus how much you care about this shit? And am I okay with you with just being at your beck and call? Like, I'm just cool with being at your will? Like, nah. You know, you wake up at some point.
And another thing I want to go back to on that verse you said, Skip, as far as with the leasing and the owning, like I'm never down for a lease. I also looked at it as him owning his truth and always being in that versus
Hard.
Cuz leasing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fire to me.
That's tight.
That's what I'm like.
That's real life, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fire.
So like when he's actually getting in his bag, like the rapping portion, like bro, he can really rap, bro. Like he can really construct some shit, and you don't even know what you just like. You would have missed that shit if you really weren't paying attention. And honestly, I think I missed a lot of that the first time when this album first came out. But this time, no, I caught all them shits. This time, like, cause I'm really listening, and I'm like we say, I'm just past all the shop value shit. I'm just really listening to it for what it's worth. And he was really getting off on this album, bro. And that was one of the ones, like I had that exact one in my notes and I made that parallel. And that's really like one of the biggest moments I feel in the album, in that particular verse that you said right there. But that was a good one too. He was like, nigga, you parasitic.
just out the fucking clear blue sky. It didn't even fit in the scheme. Nigga was just like, you're parasitic.
But that's that
Like-
juxtaposition of the whole album, though. You know what I'm saying? He started off with this expectation of what, you know, nigga, I'm balling, I'm the boss, I'm this nigga, that, and the third. And then he realized, like, that shit don't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That shit is damn fallacy. It's an illusion.
For real.
If the person you goddamn admiring ain't on the same level, ain't the same energy, she's an illusion.
And he mentioned that a lot, like just being delusional to the fact. So, and then also, it's like a lot of people say like, hey, get around everybody who doesn't believe you are who you think you are. And I feel like that was another point too. It's just like, bro, like that's why he had to remind himself on what's good. Like, I'm really like lowering myself in hopes to be in the good graces of this person.
Yeah.
Like if I can't be who I am in the fullness of me, I'm really not welcome here. So that's why I feel like with the peace, like he's just like, okay, like I've emerged from my cocoon now. Like I really know who I am, so I can keep moving forward. But we gonna get into you got any bars you want to get to before we
Go ahead.
No, we finna do this sincerely decipher.
Oh, well, yeah, it's another one I want to touch on with Gone Gone. Thank you. I kind of put this on like he was trying to heal in the midst of confusion. Like that's really kind of like the title of that song for me, because like he was like, you kept me going, but the Band-Aid is falling off now. I'm scarred for life. And he's getting through the shit and understanding like, okay, I'm not gonna have this nigga like I want to. So that Band-Aid that he just kept slapping on my emotions, that, oh, just wait until it's time, I'll give you what you want in time. Like all that shit is starting to go away now. It's starting to fade. But ultimately, all the time that I sat and allowed you to do that to me, that's ultimately scarred me for life, because I'm never gonna really look. Because like he kept on saying like, I never want to love again. Yeah. Type shit.
It was probably the first time he fell in love too.
You know what I'm saying?
And so, I think that's
where this whole album's coming from.
I think it was the first time he fell in love, and being that it was with a guy, which is a whole nother layer on, you know, just self-discovery. It was a lot riding on it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I ain't even get you did that one.
Yeah, you could have got, or you could have.
Yeah, you could have got. I could have got away with it.
Yeah, went right along.
I got your freak ass.
But yeah, what I meant to say was, or what I was trying to say, yeah, it was just, it was a high stakes relationship for Tyler. So with Buddy not respecting that, you know, that's why he's like, yeah, bro, like I'm crushed by this because I was going to emerge into, like it was gonna be like a 2-for-1. Like this is my first love, and like I'm able to like get beyond that huge roadblock of I don't have to come out to the world, but I can be openly out with you. You know what I mean?
In my network, at least.
And for Cuz to like not acknowledge that, it set him back.
We got smoke for bruh a little bit. The way we addressing fam the whole time,
him
this whole album,
no
bruh.
cap, him and whoever that nigga was that was playing with Sills on SOS.
It's
both of them niggas like can get hit with a Nerf ball.
It's up.
But at the same time, though, low key though, like I said before, I mean, granted, y'all think this nigga may have been full of shit, but ultimately, I think Tyler,
he was on some bullshit.
Was so much in a delusion that he really felt as though he was the number one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this nigga.
Yeah, and that's
real.
facts.
Yeah.
Like women feel so they can do that all the time. I'm gonna take him, or I can make him, or I can mold him into be, and all that. And that's not the case. You can only do what someone wants to do themselves. You can't make them do shit that they don't want to do.
Yo, you know what? So like, exactly what you run from, you end up chasing shit.
Yeah.
kind of like hits that point, I think, a little bit now, because he was chasing, it feels like, trying to help bruh. Like it might have been coming from a space of, oh, I'm gonna help you be okay with living in this.
Yeah.
But then it gets turned around to now I ain't even realized I'm now living in whatever you making for me. You making space for me, when this was supposed to probably be, we're helping each other make space for each other. So now it's like, I was chasing after trying to like, oh, like this, I'm gonna help. I'm okay with this being our reality if you are. But now it's like, shit, now I have a whole different reality that I wasn't planning on having to live in for so long, because you keep saying you're gonna do this and you keep saying you're gonna do that, and you feel this way, you feel that way. Yeah, I that's a great fucking point.
And to wrap up the album, I feel like that's why he still wanted to be friends. Because it's like, I ain't go through all this shit for nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, facts.
Like, this journey that created whatever this is to become, like, granted, I have a sense of resolution with it now, because maybe you weren't meant to come all the way down this road with me, but me thinking I helped you was me helping me. So now that I get to that point of understanding, like, okay, this whole journey was for me to become comfortable with me. So I'm comfortable now. And even though you not, whatever you got going on, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So now, hey, my nigga, like, can we still be friends? Like, I'm not going to try to do nothing with you.
Yeah.
But I still I fuck with you, bro. Like, we can be friends now. But he was still, a part of him still was like, like, my nigga, I still like you. Like you. Right. How they say on Hey Arnold. Like, I still like you. But I'll get over that, because I understand it'll never be that. But that friendship that we built along the road, let's if we can, let's salvage that.
Yeah, no love lost.
And really be friends.
Yeah.
And now I can, and I'm gonna stun on your ass, like, because that part of me is still there.
Right, of course.
Call me if you get
And
lost.
he's only,
bitch.
you about to say, he's only gotten better from this
Damn,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
If you ever come down this road again,
Call
me
me
if you get lost. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Tyler, man.
Yeah,
Hey, round of applause.
Shout
for
out to
Tyler Creed.
fucking Tyler, man. Hold on.
This nigga's the GOAT, man.
Hold on. Shout out to Tyler, bro.
nigga's
That's
great.
hard. If he really meant that, that's fine.
We
talking
gonna act
about
like he
the
did
title
now.
is
Yeah, gotcha.
in relation to
yes,
that nigga in
That was
particular,
fire as
like
fuck.
I knew he was talking about somebody in particular,
Yeah.
because just the way he was talking about, the way his fucking button
It
up.
ain't got to be this way. I'm
Right.
down for the threesome. He's still on that
exactly,
shit. to start the
bro.
album.
Like I
Yeah.
knew, like of course it was about somebody in particular, but
Stanley.
making
You don't get this man a day.
Lawrence,
but I might buy a boat.
right? Yeah,
Fuck around, just buy
some
a
more
boat.
Damier luggage.
I'm flexing, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think at that point, if it happens, it's like, hey, like, it ain't even that. Like, I'm really like on some like decadent shit.
Like, imagine
Like, y'all can
being,
leave.
imagine being on that.
I'm gonna dock my
like,
boat after I smash y'all, and y'all can leave.
imagine being on that level where you back and forth to Paris and fucking Germany and Amsterdam and all this shit, and it's a nigga that deny you
Yeah.
what you want, right on the edge of the, like right at the beginning, of the takeoff.
Yeah.
Like you ain't even seen what really is about to happen.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker's like, you probably would be vexed like a motherfucker too for a whole album.
Yeah.
Vexed like a motherfucker, scratching your head like, man, this motherfucker really got me tripping.
Yeah. For real.
You'd be like, why the fuck? You ain't even.
And
Hey,
then,
why the fuck I'm tripping on you?
right, I'm
You
not
ain't
even
even all
tripping
that
on
shit.
you.
Like, I'm
You
really
ain't
him for real. Like,
Exactly.
and then
Yeah.
Cuz was like, cause I could see how that comes. Yeah, man, I just got lost in this whole experience. I was trying to find myself, and then Tyler was like, "All right, bet. Call me if you get lost. Like, since you find yourself, call me if you get lost again."
And I think another thing that he put on there too, to kind of go into that, it is one thing that I kind of just, I guess wouldn't live by, but I feel this shit very much, is he said, I hate wasted potential. That shit crushes your spirit.
Man, what?
It really does. It crushes your soul. And I 100% feel that.
I listen to that song like
Yeah.
5 times a day.
Cause
Like,
he feel like he built that nigga. For him to go be man, he built that nigga in the image of Ty, and for him to like you said, like, bro, I'm nurturing this situation for it to be advantageous to me
Yeah.
and us. And you take all that shit that I put in you, you take all of that energy and time that I put into you to help you grow and be able to like, cause bro, all of that shit sounds like, okay, I feel like you need compassion. I feel like you need understanding. I feel like you need growth and understanding of self. And I'm planting these seeds, like hoping that when all this stuff comes to grow, we're coming into this together.
Right. I'm trying
and I
to.
look up and you like
backsliding on me?
Yeah, you taking this girl to new heights.
You taking a lease with you?
He's taking the lead.
Own it. Like for real. So he's like, I can see how you feel about
own that
this.
shit.
Thank y'all for tuning into another episode of DeCypherEd. Shout out to Richard Daniel for coming. Appreciate it, my brother. Shout out to Joe. Let them know what you got on real quick.
Oh man,
the last episode it didn't work right, so go ahead. And let them know what you got.
So yeah, man. Worn by Humanity is the brand. It's Worn by Humanity Clothing Atelier. It's the name of the brand. So check it out. WornByHumanity.com. The pants, handmade, hand sewn, the jacket, man. Everything, man. I try to.
Hat too.
Yeah, the hat too. I forgot I had the hat or the brand on too. Yeah, man. So yeah, check the brand. WornByHumanity.com, man.
Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Hey man, you can find me anywhere. I'm on all streaming services. You can find me at Richard Daniel on all streaming services and Richard Daniel McClin on all platforms. You feel me? Fuck with your boy.
And y'all, if y'all listening to this, y'all know where y'all can find us at. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If I didn't say that at the beginning, I should have. I'm gonna make sure I put some towards the end. But thank y'all for tuning into another episode of DeCypherEd. Tyler, you are a creative genius. And if you watch this, just know we fuck with you and we will metaphorically whoop cuz ass for you. But thank y'all for tuning into another episode of DeCypherEd. And until next time, peace.